maybe I am. And I hope it's working. In your dreams, witch. You'll never get Alan, so stop acting so desperate. I swear, if my stupid sister wasn't in love with you, I'd have your butt kicked out this second. Bella, I'm just tired of you acting like a big baby. Just get out before I punch your stupid face. I'm watching you, Sally. Don't cross me. Bella walked out, and Sally slammed the door hard behind her. But as Bella walked away, she looked down at Sally's wallet that she'd sneaked out as she left the room. Time to find out more about this stupid witch. As she went through her stuff, she came across the letter. Her eyes flew wide open in shock. The next morning, when Sally went down for breakfast, Jake was waiting for her in the hall. But just then, Alan came forward and gently pushed him away. No one really wants you here, man. When are you leaving? What's your problem? I'm here as a guest, and I think Sally wants me here. Well, Sally's just a worker here, not the owner of the house. She doesn't decide anything. You're not the owner here either. And what do you mean, just a worker? Just a worker? Like a useless maid or something? Did you just call Sally useless?
No, I called her very useful.
Alan lost his temper and punched Jake in the face. Alan, stop it! What's wrong with you? Just then Bella came running down the staircase. Stop fighting over this stupid dinner. Look what I have here. It's a letter saying Sally was pregnant and had a miscarriage. God, you disgust me, Sally. Sally stared at Bella in complete shock. How did she have the letter? And was Bella so dumb that she thought Charles was Sally's ex and not her dad? What? When? How? Aren't you too young for that? Sally had no choice but to pretend it was true. She leapt forward and snatched the letter from Bella. Well, it happened, and it's no one's business but mine. I always told you she was rotten, babe. Just shameless. Alan stared at Sally in shock, then turned around and left, with Bella running after him. I can't believe she stole your letter, but it's good she didn't figure out the truth. How dare that Alan call you useless? At least we're rid of him. He won't bother us anymore. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I just thought maybe we... There is no we or us. I just want everyone to leave me alone. And with that, Sally ran up to her room while Jake blinked away his tears furiously. Be a man, Jake. There's no such thing as love at first sight. She doesn't love you, and that's that. Meanwhile, Sally was furiously pacing in her room, thinking she would just tell everyone the truth tonight. She couldn't deal with all this anymore. Alan was sulking on the bench outside, while Bella was going on and on about Sally. Suddenly, he turned to Bella and said, "Let's have our engagement party tonight. What are we waiting for?" Tonight? But what about all the preparations? I don't even have anything to wear. I'll get you a dress, and I'm sure your parents will be happy to take care of everything else. I want to do it tonight, Bella. Bella looked at him and then shrieked in excitement and went running inside. Mom, Dad, Alan and I are getting engaged tonight. Get the freaking party started. Sally looked at her from upstairs in shock. Alan was getting engaged tonight? Alan got a dress for Bella as promised and handed it to her maid. Then he hesitantly walked over to Sally's door and almost knocked. But then he just put the box outside and left. A few moments later, Sally opened the door and nearly tripped over the large box. She carried it in and saw a gorgeous dress inside, and a note fell out. I'm sorry about all this. You truly deserve someone better. Alan. He's saying sorry with a dress for his freaking engagement party? This boy is so confusing. Later that evening, when Sally went down for the party, Jake immediately walked over to her. Hey, listen, I'm really sorry about this morning. I didn't mean to. Just then, Sally spotted Alan looking at her, and she hushed Jake and pulled him in for a kiss. When she stepped away, she saw Alan look furious. Suddenly, he pulled Bella close and started kissing her. Sally turned around and walked out with Jake to the garden. She didn't even want to see their stupid engagement. After the party was over, Sally marched over to the library, determined to tell her dad the truth. But when she entered, she only found Cynthia's mom there. Oh, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to talk to you. About what? About you staying here. After finding out about your disgusting past, I'd love to send you packing. But since Cynthia loves you so much, God knows why, we can't let you go yet. So you'll be moving to the attic, and a guard will be assigned to watch you at all times. Because we simply don't trust you. You can't do that. I'm not your prisoner. Well, actually, I can. And that boy Jake? Leave him alone, Sally. His family is respectful, and they won't accept some gold digger as his girlfriend. So save yourself the heartache. And then Sally lost it. You know what, Mrs. Charles? I'm just sick of your nonsense. I love Cynthia, but even she can't convince me to stay here another minute. I'm done with all of you, and I'm leaving right now. As she turned to leave, she bumped into her dad, and she just brushed past him. Sally, wait. But she was stopping for no one now. Sally headed straight for the front door, and when she opened it, she almost fell back in shock. Mom? Sally flung herself in Mom's arms, and just then, her dad came running behind her. When he saw Sally's mom, he froze in shock. Laura, is that really you? And you're Sally's mom? Is she my daughter? No, she's not your daughter. She's my daughter, and I'm here to take her back. As Mom took Sally's arm and started walking away, Dad blocked her. You told me you had a miscarriage. You lied to me. So what if I did? If I told you the truth, what would you have done? Would you have left your wealth and your family and married a kitchen maid? I don't think so. Not when you could have had a millionaire wife. No, that's not true. But it is, Mr. Charles. Or should I say Dad? I've lived with you people for weeks now, and you're all so shallow. And you think everyone else only cares about money too. I made a big mistake looking for you. Sally, please don't say that. And I'm so sorry, Laura. I should have taken a stand for you. It wasn't about money. We were just so young, and I was weak in front of my family. I swear, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought about you. Not a single day. Just then, Cynthia's mom pulled him by the back of his coat. Oh my God, you stupid maid. We decided that you'd stay away forever. We didn't decide anything. You threatened me. I disappeared for my safety and my child's. You did what? Well, Charles, someone had to save you from your stupidity. We couldn't have you running away with some bimbo maid. And I would do the same all over again. With that, she lunged towards Laura, but Sally stepped in and pushed her away. Don't you dare touch my mom. Alan, Bella, and Jake had also come running into the hall, staring at the whole thing in shock. Charles, are you going to just stand there and watch? Are you going to choose a maid over me, a sophisticated millionaire? Charles looked at her and suddenly took Laura's hand. I think I am. I don't love you, and your millions can't buy me happiness. I'm not making the same mistake again. Cynthia's mom screamed with rage and stormed off to her room. Just then, Alan turned to Bella and took the ring off his finger. Bella, I'm sorry. I can't marry you. We both know we're doing this for all the wrong reasons. My heart belongs to someone else. Bella gave him a hard slap on the face and stormed off after her mom. As Mom and Dad both hugged Sally, she suddenly spotted Jake leaving and ran out after him. Jake, please wait. Sally, I know you don't love me. And it's okay, really. I just hope that Alan deserves you. He kissed her on the cheek and left. Sally turned around to see Alan standing behind her. You know, I'm still mad at you. Like, really mad at you. You were awful to me and said things that hurt me. I know. My anger and jealousy drove me to do some really stupid things. The truth is, I fell in love with you from the first moment you smacked me with that bat. I love you, Sally, and I'm really sorry. Promise, I'll make it up to you if you let me. Sally walked up to him, looked deep into his warm hazel eyes, and pulled him in for the most magical kiss. Well, Mrs. Charles and Bella moved out for good, but Cynthia refused to go with them. She was all too happy to find out that Sally was her half-sister. Sally and her mom moved in with her dad, and the house was filled with love and laughter always. Just stay till the morning, oh, would you follow me? Oh, would you let it be? If I need to know. Hi, I'm Zara, and this is my story. Please like and subscribe. I was born in a small town in Lebanon to parents who were literally God's angels. Both of them were doctors who worked for the charity organization and treated most patients for free. So obviously we weren't rich, but we were happy. My parents' kindness rubbed off on me too, and even as a small kid, I couldn't see anyone miserable. But soon after I turned 14, my whole life changed. My parents had gone to Syria as part of the medical team, and a few days later, Leah was extremely wealthy, and she lived in a huge mansion with her daughter Amel. Aunt welcomed me warmly and showed me around the house. There were beautiful decorative items in every corner. Oh wow, this vase is so pretty. That's Amel's choice. We bought it in Paris last year. You've seen the Eiffel Tower? I've heard it's gorgeous. I suddenly stumbled backwards and knocked the vase off the table, and it shattered into pieces. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's all right. I'll just call someone to clean up the mess, and we'll see the rest of the house later, okay? Gosh, why was I so clumsy? At dinner, I tried to be extra careful not to drop anything, and Aunt noticed my nervousness. Are you still thinking about those faces? Don't worry about it. But just in case Amel says something, don't take it too seriously, okay? What do you mean? Well, her heart's in the right place, but she just has, a different way of expressing her feelings. Just know that we're both very happy to have you here. I wasn't quite sure what Aunt meant, and I was quite curious to meet this mysterious Amel now. Aunt had to leave when she had an important call during dinner, and as I cleared up the plates, a group of laughing girls barged in. One of them spotted me and said, "Hey, you, go get something to drink for me and my friends." This girl must be Amel. "Hi, I'm Zara, and I didn't ask for your name, did I? Just go get me a Coke and an iced tea and a coffee. You know where the kitchen is, right?" I nodded and returned soon with the girl's drinks, and no one even said thank you, which felt odd to me. Just then, one of Amel's friends accidentally knocked over her glass, spilling her drink on the table. Amel snapped her fingers at me, and I wiped up the mess and left. Later, as I was watching TV in the lounge, Amel walked in alone, and she suddenly looked livid. "I know you're new, but are you crazy? You're a maid here, not a guest." "Actually, I'm not the maid. I'm your cousin, Zara." Amel looked taken aback. "So why were you acting like a maid before?" "I wasn't. You just asked me for something, so I did it." "But why? Are you some kind of moron who just does everything she's told?" "No, but you're my cousin, and I didn't mind helping you out." She just stared at my face, then started laughing and walked off. One day, Aunt was telling me about how she'd started her skincare company alone, and now it was $1 billion business. I was really impressed. I want to take my brand global, and I'm looking for someone to model the new range. But you're so gorgeous yourself, Aunt. You should be the face of your products. Jeez. Yeah, she's letting you stay in her home, but there's no need to be such a suck-up. No, I'm serious. Aunt is stunning, and you take after her, you know. As if. I guess Mom hasn't told you her little secret yet. And suddenly, she leapt forward and grabbed Aunt's hair. I thought she was gonna hurt her, but then Aunt Rabia's hair came off. It was a wig, and she was completely bald. Aunt looked really embarrassed, and I was shocked beyond words. But Amel just laughed and walked off singing, "Mom is a baldy, Mom is a baldy." Aunt quickly tried to put her wig back on, but I stopped her. Amel shouldn't have done that. But Aunt, you're stunning, even without your wig. Oh, Zara, you don't have to say that. I lost all my hair due to alopecia a year ago, and I know I look like a freak. No, you don't. You look strong and beautiful, like a superhero straight out of a Marvel movie. It really suits you. You really think so? Absolutely. I started school soon, and I felt a little out of place, but I decided I'd just focus on my studies. One day, I was having lunch outside in the schoolyard when a football came flying out of nowhere and hit a young boy playing close to me, knocking him down. I immediately helped him to his feet, then took him to the bathroom and got him cleaned up. "Are you feeling okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "But wait, my iPod! I can't find find it. It must have fallen down somewhere. Don't worry, I'll help you look. We both went back to look for it, but when I found it, it was completely smashed, like someone had stepped on it. The boy was about to burst into tears, and I quickly said, "Hey, don't cry. Okay, how about I give you mine?" Really? Is your mom gonna be okay with that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom won't mind. There, it's all yours. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Suddenly, someone behind me spoke. Wow, awesome indeed. I turned around to see a tall, handsome boy holding a football. I'm sorry, that was my football that hit him. Kicked it a little too hard. I think you should be saying sorry to him, not me. But the little boy was already skipping away with my iPod. I guess I owe you an iPod. Why'd you give yours away anyway? Because it's just an iPod. And look how happy he is. He was about to say something when suddenly Amel appeared and threw her arms around his neck. There you are, babe. I see you've already met my cousin. And Sarah, this is my fiancé, Murat. Oh, you two are cousins? Yes. Remember I told you about the orphan cousin from Libya that we took in? You know how big-hearted Mom is. It's Lebanon, and I'm not an orphan. My parents will be back soon. But yes, my aunt is generous and amazing. And with that, I walked away. A few days later, Aunt was hosting a dinner for Murat and his parents. Everything seemed to be going smoothly. But when the soufflés were served, they had sunk in. My guests to have this soup for dessert? I know you're not the brightest, but how stupid do you have to be to mess it up? Amel, that's enough, honey. You can go now. I felt furious. I wanted to tell Amel off so badly, but I didn't want to create a scene.